What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. Guys, it's not every day that I get a gift. It is definitely not every day that I get a gift that is a pair of sneakers. But today, I was gifted a pair of sneakers from one of my dogs that I actually met online. Somebody that I've known for a while now, and I'm super appreciative of him for it. To give you guys a little bit of history and to talk about why you guys didn't buy what is one of the most iconic sneakers of Michael Jordan's career. Without further ado, let's get into it. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Converse All-Star Pro Leather in white and Carolina blue. First things first, I want to make sure that I make this very, very clear. My guy, Jeremiah, aka Big D Mills on Twitter and I believe on Instagram. I'll link him down below. Tell him thank you again. We were actually talking about this shoe on social media, and he actually sent me a pair so that I could talk to you guys about the history of it. So again, man, thank you so much for these. Now, let's get into the history about this sneaker. If you guys don't know what this sneaker is, first of all, you didn't pay that much attention because these just came out over All-Star Weekend. But a lot of you guys overlooked this sneaker, and we're gonna talk about why I think you guys did that. When Nike and Jordan Brand announced their lineup for the 2020 All-Star Weekend, this sneaker was one of the more prominent ones that I thought was super interesting, namely because of the silhouette and the colorway. Now, a lot of people were looking at the LeBron Monstars, and they were looking, of course, at the off-white Jordan 5s, and there was so much buzz around those huge sneakers that the Converse section of the All-Star releases kind of got left out of the conversation. And honestly, in my opinion, this was one of the gems of the All-Star pack, but nobody really talked about it. Let's take a little deeper look at the sneaker, then we'll get into the history, then we'll talk about why I don't think anybody was really checking for it, even though you should have. All right, guys, now starting with the upper here, this is, again, a classic silhouette, all full grain leather Converse. Again, you saw this sneaker being worn prominently back in the 80s. Again, Dr. J really made this sneaker come to life. A lot of people call it his unofficial sneaker, but we can't deny what Michael Jordan did in this shoe as well. Now, on the lateral side of the sneaker here, you see the little Pro Leather stamped in gold. Of course, you see the chevron star Converse logo in that Carolina blue. Moving around to the back of the sneaker here, again, you also see the chevron star Converse logo in blue as well on the heel. I love that they gave us this Carolina blue leather lining on the inside of the sneaker as well, down in the sock liner and even on the back of the tongue as well. I think that's a really dope touch. You got that Carolina blue Converse All-Star tongue tag as well stitched in there. You also have this really nice Carolina blue insole of the sneaker as well with the white Converse logo on the heel. And last but not least, you get the classic Converse All-Star outsole on the shoe as well. So simple looking shoe and concept, no doubt. Of course, a lot of the sneakers back in the 80s were super simple, but they worked. They did the job. And Michael Jordan actually was a bit of an Adidas guy, but he played in Converse, of course, because UNC was a Converse school. But again, the iconic portion about this sneaker here is in the history of it. Now, if you guys may or may not remember, back in the 1982 Division I NCAA men's basketball championships, Michael Jordan actually hit the game-winning shot with seconds left on the clock in the Pro Leather. And if you guys remember, UNC went on to win that game by 1 point, and he upset Georgetown and of course Patrick Ewing, which of course, as I talked about in previous videos, their little feud went on for years and years after they got into the NBA. So the fact that Nike brought this model back and paid homage to Michael Jordan for Chicago and All-Star Weekend by making the sneaker white and Carolina blue, to me was incredible. Now, if you guys also remember, the Pro Leather has an interesting history as well. Remember, a friends and family version of the Pro Leather was actually made that was called the Birth of Michael Jordan, that actually replaced the chevron logo with a Carolina blue Jumpman logo. Now, those sneakers were not made available for the public, but if you were a friend or a family member of Jordan Brand, you were lucky enough to get your hands on a pair. Not only that, but if you guys also remember a little bit of Jordan Brand history as well, the Defining Moments pack, the one that had the black and gold 6s and the white, black and gold Jordan 11s, if you remember, they also were supposed to have a pair of these in there as well, a pair of Pro Leathers that was supposed to be a third pair. And the DMP pack was originally supposed to be a 3-pair pack, which makes a lot of sense, right? Michael Jordan's first championship, Michael Jordan's first championship when he got back out of retirement, and then of course, Michael Jordan's first championship that he won as a freshman at UNC, hitting that game-winning shot. This was certainly a defining moment in Michael Jordan's career. So this was a sleeper. This was one that people didn't really pick up on. It's still available for only $75 on a bunch of different websites. So why is it that a sneaker that has this much history behind it and this incredible of a story behind it, why did it sit? I think the answer is pretty simple. Hype. This sneaker was not hyped up like the off-white Jordan 5s were, or like a lot of other sneakers that Nike was really trying to push out. Nike kind of let this one go under the radar so that the people who were really history buffs would have an easy time getting their hands on it. And to that, I guess I'm pretty thankful to Nike for doing that so that people who really wanted this sneaker could get their hands on a pair, despite all the chaos that was going around with all the big dollars circulating around for the off-white Jordan 5s and all the other Jordans that were coming out. But this sneaker is still in its original 80s styling. There's a lot of people these days, especially the new school sneakerheads, that honestly are the ones spending all the money up in shoes right now, that these may look a little bit plain to them. They can't really wear these with anything. They can't dress them up. They don't have a big hang tag off of them or a big stamp that says Off-White Beaverton, Oregon on them. They're just a really dope shoe with a really dope story. It's a beautiful shoe for the nostalgic sneakerheads that love the history of Michael Jordan and his career, but unfortunately in this day and age, everything is about hype and resale. Because this one really didn't have either one associated with it, it was really easy for it to fall in the background. And that's what I think is kind of funny these days about sneakers in general. If they had done a full campaign about these sneakers, put some video clips of Michael Jordan hitting that game-winning shot at UNC in these shoes, made these super limited edition, numbered the pairs, and then made them a Nike raffle or a Nike draw on the sneakers app, everybody would have went crazy over this sneaker. They would have loved it. The prices would have went into the hundreds of dollars on StockX. It really is incredible how people care so little about story and history and nostalgia and so much about hype. Guys, remember, rock what you like and do your research, do your studying. You guys claim to love Jordan so much. Why do you love Jordan? Ask yourself that question. Do you like him as a player? Do you just think that his sneakers are stylish? Or do you like the money that you've been able to make off of his sneakers? I'm not mad at any of those reasons, but just be real with yourself about why you're in the sneaker game to begin with. A lot of people have debated using the term sneakerhead because a lot of people say that the term sneakerhead has to do a lot with knowing your history behind sneakers and not just liking them in general. I don't have a dog in that fight. If you're a sneakerhead, you like shoes, and whatever the reason is you like your shoes, be it profit or story or whatever it is, hey, that's up to you. But as for me and my house, I love these sneakers. I love that I have them in the collection now. This is one that fell behind the radar for me as well. So I'm guilty of that. I should have been caught myself a pair and actually put them on my cop list. But of course, as Nike and Jordan love to do, they love to come out with a buttload of sneakers that I also wanted to make sure that I showed you guys as well. So now that I have these in my collection, these are here to stay. Again, Big D Mills, aka Jeremiah, my guy, I thank you for blessing me with a pair of these. I really, really appreciate it. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments and let me know what you guys think about the Converse Pro Leather in white and Carolina blue. Are these ones that you guys are going to take a second look at, add to your collection, or are these still a hard pass? Let me know down below. Of course, write it down in the comments. Make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Converse Pro Leather in white and Carolina blue. And until next time, I'm out.